Moving to the mayor's report, please.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm not even going to comment on what went on earlier. I'll save that for another time. But since we're on the humorous side this evening, and we all know we could all use a little more of that. Recently, in my last report, I had stated that I had visited John F. Kennedy Elementary School on Dunn Road, and actually it was my third visit to that school with the young third graders who I think I had mentioned some of their comments and questions and some of the reasons why I was there. And at the first visit, Mrs. Vopat attended with me when they did a food drive. But the kids actually wrote me about, there was probably about 50, 60, 70 letters, which were very, very well thought out, funny, amusing, just really, someone once said, out of the mouths of babes. Well, I picked a few of them to read to you because I want you to experience and see how, what wonderful imaginations the children have in the third grade. The first one is, Dear Mayor Lansky, when I grow up, I want to be a Maple Heights mayor. Is it fun or crazy or both? I like how you brought photographs and goldfish, crackers, plastic eggs with candy. My favorite part of your visit was when you came to see us. Now I want to see you every day. You are the best mayor of Maple Heights. You should visit every school in Maple Heights, Ohio. You are a great mayor. That's from Talia. Here's another one. Dear Mayor Lansky, thank you for coming to tell us about the presidents you met. My favorite part of your visit was all of the pictures. I liked the snacks that you gave us. I liked the Sharpie story. I liked that you two took your day to come in. How big is the White House? Does Bill Clinton have a library with his name on it? Why did you have to walk past 3 Secret Service men at the White House? Did they really have to take the knives and spoons and forks away from the table at the fundraiser lunch? Is your office bigger than your kitchen? Was it your dream to be mayor? That is from Naishan. Here's another one. Dear Mayor Lansky, thank you for coming in and sharing your stories with us. Thank you for bringing in your treats for us. My favorite part of your visit was when you met George W. Bush. Thank you for bringing in the photographs. You encouraged me to be a mayor. You encouraged me to meet presidents. I want to be like you. Who encouraged you to be mayor? You are funny. I also like the story when you met Bill Clinton. You make me feel cozy when you stand by me. Did you ever write a book before? I learned a lot about the Secret Service men. What do you like to do? And that's from Michaela. Dear Mayor Lansky, thank you for coming. My favorite part of your visit was the story when the man kept telling you to put away your Sharpie. I thought it was funny. Mayor Lansky, thank you very much for the goldfish crackers, plastic eggs with candy. I loved all of the pictures and photographs. Did you like visiting us? Circle yes or no. Mayor Lansky, would you like visiting again? Circle yes or no. How do you like your job? Circle bad or good. That's from Elise. Dear Mayor Lansky, thank you for taking time to visit our classroom. My favorite part of your visit was that you brought us goldfish crackers, plastic eggs with candy. Thank you for the photos of the presidents that you met. Thank you for the stuff you said to us about all the presidents, what you did with them. I learned a lot about other presidents that I didn't know about. My favorite story that you told about the presidents was the one about George W. Bush. It was really funny, and it brought my hopes, and it made me think, if a crazy farmer can be president, so can I. The first time you came here, you talked about how you became mayor, and that made me realize that one day I can become mayor. That's from Dayron. Dear Mayor Lansky, thank you for coming to our classroom. I like everything about your visit. Some of the things I liked were when you showed us your photos. I also liked when you talked about meeting President Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, George W. Bush, Bill and Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, and the Secret Service. For a mayor, you are funny and fun. I am happy you're the mayor of Maple Heights. Thank you for everything. Do you think I could be mayor one day? That's besides the point. Thank you for the treats. They were delicious. I bet Obama is proud of you. I know I am. From Tiana. And this is my favorite, and this is the last one. And there's someone here who is a lot more popular with the kids than they even know. Dear Mayor Lansky, thank you for coming to visit us. I enjoyed your stories about President Obama. I loved your pictures. And my Aunt CN said, I have not seen you in a while. I hope you come back. I also wanted to ask you, have you met Alex Adams? I swear, that's what. Also, I loved your treats. Sincerely, Deshawn. P.S. Please write me back. So, Alex Adams is a legend inside a JFK school. With that, I'll conclude my report.
Thank you, Mayor. We needed that. Councilman Brownlee, District 5.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It's today's date. I'll pull out my phone here. It's March 19th. I have something here. It says, it's from Article 7, Section 9 of a minuscule document, happens to be the city charter. It says, the fiscal year of the city shall begin on the first day of January. On or before the first business day of March in each year, the Director of Finance shall prepare an estimate of the expense of conducting the affairs of the city for the year. This estimate shall be compiled from detailed information obtained from the various departments and shall set forth all information required by state law or requested by council. What did I say today's date was? We're well past March 1st. I haven't seen a single report on the finances of the city. It's just the city charter, that's all. And it's only good common practice in any organization or business to put your finances in order in a period longer than a week. So here we are, the body that's been designated as the ones that control the budget, and we haven't seen a single document. We haven't had a single finance committee meeting. Councilman Jackson, Ms. Agee, and myself have all been asking for finance committee meetings, budget meetings. Not a single one has been called. And our finances are really great, aren't they, in Maple Heights? We're just skipping along at a good clip, right? Yeah, so this makes, sure, we should just take a week to figure it all out, shouldn't we? This is ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. So, I'm not sure what we're going to do. You know, we ended 2013 with only $200,000 to our name. $200,000 in the bank. That's less than 1% of our annual budget. We only had $200,000 in the bank. And you know what? That means we spent at least $800,000 of other people's money that they put with the building department in escrow. So yeah, let's just take a week to figure out how to put this all together. Let's just slam it together at the last minute. Let's not pay attention to the charter. That makes a lot of sense. No, it doesn't. And you all know it doesn't, because you're reasonable individuals. So what are we doing? Frankly, I don't know. Those of us who are new to council have been asking. Poor Mr. Jackson set aside all the first 2 weeks of March because he figured there'd be planning meetings, right? No, not a single one. And here we are. City employees sitting here looking on. They might not get paid. Why? We might default. We might be like East Cleveland. Yeah, we'll just miss a payroll. No big deal. This is where we are as a city. We don't pay attention to our own laws. We pass them frivolously. We do what we want when we want, but you know what? The piper's coming. The piper is coming. He's going to get paid. And there's nothing we can do to stop that except get our act together. So here we are, last week of March coming, with no plan whatsoever, no meetings, no discussions at all. Whose fault is that? So we as a city are in deep trouble. We owe $2.5 million to certain funds within our city at the conclusion of 2013. But our revenues have gone down significantly for this year. It's looking like we might have to make up $5 or $6 million. A gap that's tremendous. Are we prepared to do that? Yeah, let's handle it next week. A few days before we got sent to the County Budget Commission. Great plan. The three of us who are new have asked repeatedly for meetings. We've tried. We really have. But to no avail. I'm sad to say that because my city will suffer. Employees might not get paid. And we just sit here smug, looking at you. Yeah. We pass what we want when we want. I think that's ridiculous. End of comments.
Thank you, Mr. Brownlee. Councilman Richard Twardamski, District 6.
Thank you, Madam President. I just want to report that on Saturday, March 29th, 2014, I will be having a block watch meeting for Longview Drive at the Maple Heights Library from 1 until 2 p.m. in meeting room number 1. Also, tomorrow is the first day of spring, and soon it will be summer, and our teens will be looking for summer employment, so I want to forward. There is a local organization called the Youth Opportunities Unlimited. The organization matches teens who want to work with local companies and organizations that are looking to fill positions for summer employment. The organization helps approximately 4,000 teens gain summer employment. The deadline for teens to apply for the summer program is April 4th. If anyone is interested, the contact phone number for Youth Opportunities Unlimited is 216-566-5445. And with that, I conclude my report.
Thank you, Richard. Councilwoman AG, District 7.
Fire Chief Dursey, I would like you to thank the firemen for saving those children and end the report.
Thank you, Edwina. Councilman Adams, District 1.
Thank you. Ongoing complaint on Longview about neighbor's dog in her yard. Pothole complaints all over the district, especially Summit. Talked to Dennis Lutheran Service Department for some patching. Everyone knows the situation we're in. Weather permitting, they'll be patching all over the city. Complaints on Carroll Drive about low water pressure. I called the water department. They had been on the street checking out the situation. Garbage out early on the Donut and Carroll, Dunham area. Spoke to the residents and gave them the ordinances. Dunham House on the knowledge list had a complaint that the door open and banging all the night. The top awning came off and fell in their driveway. I called Durrell from the building department and Rowena resident complaining of kids playing basketball in the streets and moving the loop to the end of the driveway. She claims it is every day, nice day, and she almost hit someone because they are not watching for traffic. I received this message last night, so it's a work in progress. I thank the chief for his cooperation. I also would like to thank the firemen. That goes to show you never know when you're going to need them. why we need our safety forces. That's what it is, safety forces. And I have to just say a small comment to Bill about the finance department, and I'm pretty sure everybody will be paid, so don't scare them. Also, we've been trying, I'm on the finance committee along with Richard, the chairman. We all know that we have a new finance director. We know she's new, she's came in a month ago. She's trying to get the budget together, she's trying to put the paper to work, and I give her credit for that. She isn't starting a meeting, having a meeting with us, and giving us part information, false information. She's gathering her facts, she's putting them down, and when we have a meeting, she'll be there to discuss it. If we have to have a meeting every night, we'll have a meeting every night, and I know Richard will go along with that. Yes, you all heard how big the financial situation is. It's not 5-6 million. I don't know where that figure comes from, so don't put it out there. Don't put that out. End of my report.
Thank you, Alex. Councilwoman Jones, just kidding.
Good evening, everybody. I'd like to just comment on what Mr. Arnold was, I guess, inquiring about when he was at the microphone. The appraisals from Cuyahoga County, from the fiscal office, they're done every 6 years. The next one, since they're actually even updated every 3 years, the next one is going to be in 2015, which is next year. They told us when we all met with the county that it was based on a formula, which we did not see, as well as an exterior drive-by. Now, if the formula changes, or if we do good in the formula and the numbers, that would help, but I don't know if our exterior appearances are gonna drastically change that much. And I think that if we all want to help out, aside from voting your conscience at the polls, we need to maintain our properties. We need to get our neighbors to maintain their properties. And aside from, a little bit of peeling paint or a bad roof, exterior appearance also means, picking up litter, making sure the grass is cut. So when they do the drive-bys, it looks like the nice neighborhood that we actually do have. So it's gonna be a little bit of work on all of our parts. So there's a chance that maybe we can recoup something and go up. I think we went up 1%, Mayor, if I'm not mistaken. We like to get up maybe about 20% of the 33 that we lost, which would probably be nice. So I mean, those are, we can't affect the formula, whatever that is. But I think we do have some control over what our houses look like. And we are gonna be meeting, and Jackie, I'm not jumping the gun, we are gonna be meeting with our building department commissioner, and hopefully we'll have a better handle on what kind of assistance that we have through them over this summer. One last thing, Richard is gonna be working, or he has been working with ESOP, which is Empowering and Strengthening Ohio's People. They're an organization that's been around for a really long time. They first started off with foreclosure prevention, and I'm not their favorite fan, but they did send a flyer out that says that there's a program called Save the Dream, and it's administered by the United States Department of the Treasury from the Hardest Hit Fund. There is a ton of money left, and this is for foreclosure prevention. The application, the last day to apply for any type of help is April 30th. People aren't gonna tell you if they're in foreclosure, but by just mentioning it as part of conversation might prompt somebody to actually call this agency. And they could be eligible for up to, from what I read, and Richard has the other paperwork that I gave him, up to $35,000 to help out. So there's a lot of money out there, and I would really hope that a lot of it would probably go to some of our residents that need it, so that they stay in their homes, so we have more occupied than vacant homes. And that's the end of my report, thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Councilman Zaffarati, District.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just have a quick, I guess you could say, lesson about communication that I've talked about over the years. Step number one, we had a resident on Beach, part of the Block Watch report, a vacant house that was emptied in the middle of the night. They contacted me about that, and step number two, I contacted the fire chief about it being empty and the possibility of a gas leak. The fire department, which I thank very much, responded after contacting East Ohio Gas Company, or Dominion, or whoever it is these days, and we verified that there is no gas leak at that vacant house. And then step number three, I contacted the service department, and all the trash that was outside that was an eyesore, they went by and they picked it up, and we will be billing the landowner or the property owner for that. So that's just a quick lesson of how you make a difference just by calling somebody and saying something. If you see something that's out of the norm, say something, because most likely it is out of the norm and it could be potentially dangerous. And we don't need anything to happen, and we don't need anybody to lose their lives. Thank you, and a report.
Thank you, Anthony. Councilman Jackson, District 4.
Thank you. A little while ago, everybody was real happy that they was able to appeal their property taxes to lower their personal tax bill. But on the back end of that, that also means less money that comes to the city through their property taxes, which is part of the reason that all suburbs and everyone is in the situation they're in now. Nobody likes more taxes. I know I don't. I asked a question a while ago, or a statement. One of the things is we need to put together this budget with the $2 million less, so that the people will know what the city will look like with that out of the budget. And I asked the question, was this going to be our new normal? Because if our tax increase doesn't pass, the budget that we put together with all of that $2 million out of it will be our new normal. If no more additional funds is going to come in. I don't want to see more taxes, but what kind of city do I want to live in? One thing, though, I think is critical for its passage is information to all of our residents. Absentee ballots go out in a couple of weeks, and we haven't got information together to get to our residents so they can make a real informed decision. I want to correct one thing Mr. Brownlee said about the 2 weeks that I put aside. It wasn't the first 2 weeks, it was the last 2 weeks of this month that I put aside, figuring that we would be in finance meetings looking at this budget. Well, we're inside of that 2 weeks already. And again, the less time we have to do it, the more difficult it's going to be. So I'm going to make a suggestion here on the floor that we take last year's, that we have committee meetings, budget meetings, that we take last year's budget and take $2 million out of that. So at least we'll have somewhere to start when we do start having our meetings with the finances or with the funds that are estimated that we're going to have for this year. I think already we're going to have a special call council meeting, if I'm not mistaken, in order to pass the budget that we do put together. And our days are running short. In the report.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. I want to publicly commend all of the folks who managed to get here on Thursday. I know it was a State of the Union kind of address, which the mayor assisted, and our current finance director and previous finance directors and myself did a little bit of background information. I think facts, it was all factual information, nothing that was kind of pulled out of the sky. But the crowd that was here were very respected and actually listened, and I think that's really the important thing. I wish we had an opportunity to do this on a regular basis so that we could present some information. Lacking a newspaper probably is not the worst thing. We do have the neighborhood news, which reports these meetings word for word almost. And if you can pick up a newspaper, you'll get some of the information, and they are actually online as well, so you'd be able to see that. But I think that it's very, very important for us to be informed. And if we talk about the elections coming up, that's another reason to be informed. We've got people running this, you don't know who they are. It's like the long list of people, and I guess I'll take this one, sounds pretty good. And then you get to the judges, and well, they're at the bottom of the list, so I don't know too much about them. Try to be informed, because I think it really is important to put people in place that we hope will have an opportunity to make some changes. That's the end of my thank you, and hopefully we'll move on from there. The other thing is, I have to tell you, I saw some spring signs. The daffodils are coming up, so of course when spring comes, I'm going to tell you all about the community garden. We are having a meeting in April 8th at the library from 6:30 to 8 o'clock. It will be an organizational meeting for current and new members. And we are hoping to fill all of the plots that we have. We have 20 altogether. And we will be talking about rules and regulations and how to make it a better garden, and also sharing seeds and catalogs at that time. Even if you don't want a mud garden, you're welcome to come in and pick up some seeds for your own garden. They've been in cold storage all winter long. And of course, Tony mentioned that we are going to have a review meeting of the outsourcing of the building department on, that would be April 7th. That will be a meeting of the whole at City Hall, and that will be with MBIS and any further agenda that we decide between now and then. And with that, so no further business to come before council at 8:10, we will adjourn this meeting. Thank you for coming.